some cool ribbons here. But I'm going to invite up Gina, Landry, and after we do the warm-up, we'd love for you guys to pass those out, because everybody would love to have one, I'm sure. So without further ado, Gina, come share your story with us.
Good morning, everyone. As she said, my name is Gina Landry, and I'm really happy to be here today to celebrate the second annual Stiletto Stampede of Dallas. I feel really fortunate that 5 years ago, this organization had a passion for serving others and improving the health in the community through breast cancer education and awareness. And I can honestly say without a shadow of a doubt that I'm standing here today before you because of exactly that kind of passion and drive to make a difference. I was diagnosed with breast cancer over 15 years ago at the age of 30. Darn, I just told you my age. It was 5 years ago. Right. But that's not where my journey with breast cancer began. When I was 4 years old, I lost my maternal grandmother to breast cancer that had metastasized to her lungs. I recall the grief that my mother experienced. Then when I was 11 years old, we received the devastating news that my mother also had breast cancer. I vividly remember being gripped with fear at the thought of losing her. Her doctors did give her a pretty good prognosis because she was stage 1 breast cancer and was going to receive a double mastectomy to increase her odds of survival. I remember that my parents were really adamant that the doctors give her chemotherapy because of the family history, but the protocol showed that surgery in stage 1 patients was an adequate form of treatment then. My mom healed and seemed completely healthy, but 14 months later, after finding a lump in her lymph nodes, we received more bad news that cancer had spread. It eventually spread to her spinal fluid and brain, making it hard for her to see or talk to her 3 daughters, who were 18, 15, and 10 when she died. As a young woman who watched this, my level of anxiety was sky high, and the feeling that I was a walking time bomb pretty much took over my life. In fact, when I was 28 years old with a baby, I remember sitting at dinner and I was stating my case in argument to a surgical oncologist as to why I needed a prophylactic mastectomy. He listened and kind of brushed it off, and he said, "Gina, you're way too young to worry about that." Well, it was only a year and a half later that my fear became a reality. I found a lump in my left breast. I was paralyzed with fear. I went to my doctor's office the following morning, and I could tell right away that he was extremely concerned. I was sent for a sonogram and then a lumpectomy the following day. What the procedure revealed was a relatively small tumor, but very aggressive form of stage 1 breast cancer. Due to the years of research and advancements made, a double mastectomy with chemotherapy was the recommended form of treatment. And that was quite a different protocol than my mother 19 years before. I've been cancer-free now for over 15 years and I'm blessed to enjoy every day with my family who's here today. So mine is a story of survival due to organizations like the Stiletto Stampede and its very generous sponsors. I was fortunate to be the beneficiary of the advancements made by fundraising and research over the years. But we're not finished yet. I have had the honor and privilege of counseling young women faced with a breast cancer diagnosis. In the 15 years that I've met with women or counseled over the phone, only one has passed away. 2 months ago, Ruby, an amazing 32-year-old wife, mother, and mother of 2, lost her very short battle. It is my belief that early detection could have saved her life. Now, I know I'm preaching to the choir. You're here in this weather, right? You know that we're not done. And you know that many strides, even in stilettos, need to be made to reach our goal, which is to educate, to encourage regular screening and self-check exams, to encourage healthy lifestyles, and to bring awareness to all socioeconomic levels and generations to come until finally one day when we eradicate this disease. My story is one of survival and hope. I believe that fundraising dollars led to my survival. I believe that had my mom had chemotherapy, she may be here today. I believe that with more research, 32-year-old women like Ruby will be more likely to have an early stage diagnosis. And I hope that my son and daughter, and your sons and daughters, do not have to fear this disease for a lifetime to come. We are on the right track. With every generation we see improvement. But until the rubies of the world have the same fighting chance I did, we cannot slow up or abandon the ship. There's still so much work left to do. I believe that it is the passion of organizations like the Stiletto Stampede that will make this happen. I thank you all for being here. It is through the power of God and people like you that someone like me is here today.